Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 on how to make Pong in Pygame. Today we're gonna be finishing up the code. We're gonna be including all the music, the sound effects, and a simple main menu, and also a simple score system with text. So let's get started. So first, because we're gonna focus on the audio. So to load the audio, I need to do this. I'm gonna call Pygame dot mixer dot init. I want to initialize the certain module of Pygame that allows me to kind of play sounds. So I'm gonna initialize it. Then I'm gonna load the sound. So Pygame dot mixer dot music dot load. I'm gonna say Pong dot mp3, the sound, and I'm gonna set the volume Pygame dot mixer dot music dot set volume 0.2 because it's quite loud. Okay, so then I want to play the sound when the ball hits the wall. So I'm gonna go here and call Pygame dot mixer dot music play dot play, and I want to copy and paste this here and here, and let me just turn on desktop audio first so you can hear the music, the sound effect. I'm gonna go back in, and if I run this now, there's a sound effect. So it works. So when it bounces, there's a sound effect. So now that's done, let's focus on the winning score, so the scoring system. So first I'm going to create a simple score variable. So I'm going to say here, wait, no, not here, up here. I'm going to say score. I'm going to say score 1 equals 0 and score 2 equals 0. Score 1 is the player 1 score and score 2 is the player 2 score. So I'm going to go down here. So I want to check if you want to check if the ball has collided with the left side. So I'm going to do this by saying let's see if ball dot right. Okay, I'm going to separate these two functions, these two lines of code. So instead I'm going to get rid of this and create another one down here. I'm going to add the if statement and copy this. So from here, we first want to get rid of this because we don't need to bounce back anymore. We just want it to play the music. And the left side of the screen would be the player 1 side, which means player 2 will have scored. But if now I'll just to say score 2 plus equals 1, there's an error because I haven't global score 2 yet. So I'm going to add in score 1 and score 2. So now there's no more error, and I'm going to do it for here too. So score 1 plus equals 1. And I'm going to just print to the console, print score 1, and here I'm going to print score 2. So if I run this, and yep, as you can see, it works. Of course, we have to reset the game the moment the ball hits that side. So let's work on the reset function. So I've created a reset post here. So I'm just gonna come here and call it first reset post, and here reset post. So in reset post, we want to put the players back to the original position and the ball. So, and we want to send the ball in a random direction. So first I'm going to get I'm going to get the position of the ball first. So I'm going to global X and Y. Then I'm going to, because now we're going to randomize the Y and X movement of the ball. So I'm just going to say post Y equals random dot ran in 1 and 2, because uni can go positive or negative. Then I want to check if post Y equals to 1, then we're going to set the Y equals -5. Then we're going to check if post Y equals 2, then we want to set the Y equals 5. And we're going to do it for the X too. So if post, oh wait, we have to create another variable called post X equals random.ran in 1 and 2, and then we're going to check if post X is equal to 1, and then we're going to set the X equals -5. But if post X equals to 2, and then we want to set X equals 5, and yeah. And then we also want to center the player 1 back to the position. So player 1 dot rect dot center equals 100 3 to 5 back to the original position, and player 2 rect dot center, we're going to bring it back to 950, and 3 to 125 equals 325. And we're going to bring back the ball also the center, so ball rect X equals width divided by 2 minus 10, and then the ball rect dot Y equals 325. So now if I run this and watch as it hits the wall, there we go, it resets and the ball goes in a random position, a random place. So watch this, see, it now spawns from here, and then yeah, it spawns from here after that. So this works. So now we want to include like a visual text to show the score. So first I have to set up the fonts. So I'm going to go all the way up here and call here text text equals font, and this font can be any name, just remember that. So equals Pygame dot font, and here I can either choose to put a kind of the type of the style of text. So I can put like Arial and stuff like that, but like I'm just going to put none, so it's going to be default. And the size, so I'm going to put 70. And because later on we're going to have a menu too, so I'm just going to create a menu font, another size, and call Pygame dot font dot font. I'm going to say none again, but a bit bigger, 100. So now we want to render the text onto the screen. So I'm going to go into the define main function. Because remember, main is going in our main game loop, so it's going to be updating, because every time we plus 1 to the score, we need to update it so that it can show on the screen. So that's why we're putting it in the main function, because main is being called in the main loop, so every time it's going to get updated. So we're going to call here main. I'm going to say text equals font dot render. So we're going to write the text, and now I have to do an f string, because if I don't, it will pop out an error, because score is an int if I'm not mistaken, so I can't just slot it in. It will have some kind of weird error. So I'm just gonna pass in score 1, and next I'm gonna put in true. This is for anti-aliasing, so I'm gonna set that to true, and I'm gonna say white, so it's gonna be white in color. So I'm gonna copy this now, and this for text2 now. So I'm gonna put text2 score 2 true and white, and then we're gonna blend it on the screen. So screen blit text, and I'm just gonna put in some coordinates. So I'm gonna put 450, and for text2 I'm gonna say screen.blit text2 and at coordinates 630 and 50. And at the same time, just to clean up the code a little bit, I'm gonna put move ball here, because we can't move the ball when there's no when main is not being called. So we might as well put it in the main function. You'll see later on, because we're gonna have a menu. So then here it means going to be called. So if I run this now, this should work. There we go. And it updates. As you can see, the score is working really well. So I'm gonna play it for a while and see. Yep, okay, it works. And it's also kind of like printing it in the console, so we know it works. And now we want to focus on the menu. So okay, give me a moment. Okay, because like we need to have we're gonna have one variable here. Okay, we're gonna name it run main, and we're gonna set it to false. So we're gonna use this variable to trigger the main function. So main is basically everything in our game, so we're gonna it's basically setting up our game. So as long as run main is false, then main will not happen. I'll show you down here, because we only want to run main when we get user input from the menu. So I'll show here. So we only say if run main equals true, then we want to run main. But by default, we're just gonna run menu. Menu is I already created a menu function here, so I'm just gonna if run main, that's all. And we're gonna work on menu now. So now we're gonna just like make some basic kind of like stuff on the screen, some basic text. So I'm gonna say screen.fill black, and now we want to have another text called menu text equals menu font. Remember, menu font is the font I created earlier here, menu font, and which has a type of none, and it's 100, and the size of it is 100. So I'm going to call it down here, menu font dot render, and we're going to enter the text here. So we're going to say Pong made in Pygame, and we're going to give it true and white, a color white. And we're going to call another one menu text2 equals menu font dot render, and this one we're just going to say press the letter P to play, and we're going to set that to true and white. So now we want to get its rec, so it's easier to move around. So menu text rec equals menu text dot get rec, and I'm going to center it at half of the width and 150. And we're going to do that also for menu text2. So menu text2, name it rec, and I'm going to say menu text2 dot get rec with the center, and the coordinates will be also width divided by 2 and slightly lower than the first text. So we're going to say 250. Then we want to blit it on the screen, so screen.blit menu text and menu text wrap. And we want to blit the second one, so screen.blit menu text 2 and menu text 2 rack. So if I were just to run this, let me show you right now, this will happen, but if I press the letter P, nothing's happening because I'm not getting any input from the player yet. So okay, that's the reason why I put key input here, because key input is still running while menu is also running. So we can use this key input function to our advantage. So now we can just call if keys equals pygame.kp. So if I press the P key, then we want to set run main equals true. But run main, since we're in a function, we have to global it. Run main. So now if I run this and I press the letter P. Oh yeah. Wait, I forgot. So if run main if run main is true, then we want to do main. Else we want to get rid of the menu. So give me a moment, let me fix this. Let me think for a moment, why isn't it working? Okay, so instead we're just gonna run menu here, and let me see if this works. So I press P. Yep, it works now, and it works perfectly. So basically, if run main is true, then only want to run main. Else, we run menu. So when run main is true, this doesn't run at all. So the menu disappears. So yeah, I think that's basically it. We have the score, we have the sound effects, we have rendering text, a simple menu. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So let's run the game and play it for a while. Yeah. As you can see, collisions working quite okay. And let's see if you can score. There we go. Player 2 gets a score. So let's see if player 1 can get a score. There we go. And we can close the window. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I don't think I missed anything. It's working quite good. Yep, I think that's basically it. So thank you for watching and following along this series. I hope you have at least learned something on the basics of Pygame. I'll put a link in the description to my GitHub page where you can download the entire project. It's fine. You can do whatever you want with it. And yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next video. Cheers.